boasting exceptional handling, classic styling, a luxuriously trimmed cabin and powerful engines. The 2017 Porsche 911 is a serious performance car that will leave you looking for reasons to drive it. When it comes to sports cars, there are few cars on the road that will satisfy you like the latest Porsche 911. This Porsche has handling prowess is impeccable. New turbocharged engines are more powerful and economical. Interior defines premium in every way. Customization possibilities are endless. Sports car engines are like steaks. The question is, how do you like yours? For purists, there's nothing like the wailing crescendo of a non-turbocharged Porsche Flat 6. That's where the 911 legend started and still lives on. The turbo, they'll tell you, was always an interloper. If you're a purist by that definition, you might be skeptical about the 2017 Porsche 911. But if you're like everyone else, you're going to love it. That's because almost every 911 is turbocharged for 2017, including the base 911 Carrera, 370 horsepower, and the Carrera S, 420 horsepower. Consequently, you no longer have to scream toward redline in order to extract stunning performance, although these engines still sound and feel at home when running hard. Again, purists might be perturbed, but for the rest of the driving public, it just means the 2017 911 is more thrilling, more of the time. Squeeze the throttle from rest and you're greeted with an almost instant shove as the turbo-enhanced torque presses you back into your seat. It's the end of the 911 as we know it, and we're guessing most shoppers feel just fine. But if you're one of those purists and you haven't yet turned away in disgust, know that Porsche's got a bone to throw your way for 2017. It's called the 911R, and it employs a non-turbocharged 4.0-liter, 500 horsepower flat 6 poached from the race-bred GT3 RS. Unlike the current generation GT3 family, the 911R comes with a conventional 6-speed manual transmission, too. On the downside, the R's base price is up near $200,000, so purists will need to be particularly flush with cash going forward. Throw in the other changes for 2017, standard Porsche active suspension management, fresh and exterior styling, including new taillights and front LED accent lights that are now aligned with the air intakes. Except on the 911R, upgraded infotainment features and more, and it's safe to say that the quintessential sports car just got even better. Of course, if you're bringing 911 money to the table, you've got a number of desirable alternatives to consider. There's the Jaguar F-Type R with its fire-breathing supercharged V8, the stunningly fast Mercedes-AMG GT Coupe, the equally enthralling Chevrolet Corvette Z06 and the relatively exotic Audi R8, and those are just a few that come to mind. But for our money, there's no sports car that does it all better than the 2017 Porsche 911. The 2017 Porsche 911 Carrera, Carrera 4 and Targa 4 models are motivated by a turbocharged 3.0-liter horizontally opposed 6-cylinder, flat 6, engine rated at 370 horsepower and 331 pound-feet of torque, while the S and 4S variants receive an upgraded version of the same engine with 420 horsepower and 368 pounds-to-foot of torque. The 911 Turbo steps up to a turbocharged 3.8-liter 6-cylinder engine that cranks out 540 horsepower and 486 pounds-to-foot, 523 pounds-to-foot with overboost. The Turbo S goes nuts with a tweaked version of the engine rated at 580 horsepower and 516 pounds-to-foot, 553 pounds-to-foot with overboost. Rear-wheel drive is standard on the lower 911 range, as is a 7-speed manual transmission, while the 4 signifies all-wheel drive. The Turbo and Turbo S come standard with Porsche's PDK 7-speed automated manual, optional on the lesser trims, and AWD. The above-mentioned Sport Chrono package adds the overboost function, Turbo and Turbo S, and a hardcore Sport Plus driving mode that includes a racy shift program and launch control on PDK cars, while manual 911s with this package get an amusing gear shift assistant gauge that tells you when to shift. Then there's the rear-wheel drive 911R, which gets a standard 6-speed manual transmission and a non-turbocharged 4.0-liter flat-six rated at 500 horsepower and 339 pounds-to-foot of torque. In Edmunds performance testing, a 911 Turbo S blasted to 60 miles per hour in a sizzling 3.0 seconds flat, and that was before the 20 horsepower bump for 2017. EPA estimated fuel economy is quite good overall by sports car standards. The base Carrera achieves 25 miles per gallon combined, 22 city/30 highway, with a PDK transmission. As you climb through the lineup with ever-increasing performance, fuel economy drops by about 1 mile per gallon until you reach the Turbo S that is rated at 21 miles per gallon combined. Where applicable, the manual transmission reduces fuel economy by about 1 mile per gallon compared to the PDK. The right engine for your 2017 Porsche 911 is a matter of personal taste, but they're all fantastic. The base 3.0-liter turbo flat-six has the low-end punch that its non-turbocharged 3.4-liter predecessor lacked, yet it doesn't mind yowling past 7,000 revolutions per minute when the mood strikes. The Carrera S takes the same 3.0-liter engine to new heights in terms of output, but in our view, the price premium for this model is now less compelling given the similar character of the regular Carrera's engine. Both transmissions confirm that Porsche is at the top of its engineering game, whether manual or automatic. Shifters don't get any better than this, and it's worth noting that the manual now utilizes a 2-disc clutch design that reduces the clutch pedal effort. As you might expect, the Turbo and Turbo S take acceleration to extremes with their larger turbocharged engines. But the headline grabber for 2017 is the manual transmission 911R, a thrill machine through and through that extracts 500 horsepower from its non-turbocharged flat-six at an astonishing 8,250 revolutions per minute. This is the 911 that we frankly thought Porsche would never build once the GT3 and GT3 RS switched exclusively to the PDK transmission. The stealthy styling, much more base 911 than Boy Racer GT3, is the cherry on top for less outgoing 911 enthusiasts. In everyday driving, the 2017 Porsche 911 won't be confused with a luxury car. But now that the adaptive PAS suspension comes standard, the car's daily livability is at an all-time high. Forget about comfort and easy-to-drive considerations for a moment, though. You really need to drive the 911 hard to let its decades of high-performance heritage shine through. The steering is quick and precise, and overall you'll feel a nearly unparalleled sense of control and engagement. It works better the harder you drive it. And that kind of magic is hard to resist when you're making a purchasing decision.